Thank you very much. See, you can change your name and be a whole different person tomorrow morning.
The odds are on the odds-on favorites. They can kill you with the murderer's roll. They got a young phenom calling home to mom and saying, watch, I'm gonna put on a show. They can hit for power, they can steal a base. They got a crafty skipper with a poker face. They're gonna race away with a penny race. A couple of breaks, we might take 4th place. All's well that ends well. Around here things don't end well. But we're tied for first with the whole summer left to play. And the fall breaks kind for the lucky ones. Winter comes even to the champions. Keep the aftermath and the epitaph. Give me opening day. I've been coming since before I remember. I've seen the pictures to prove that it's so. The sequence design will knock your heart out of line and lay it on until you're laying low. I have seen more big names than you could name. I've seen a whole lot of dreams when they pull up late. And sad September is a crying shame. Won't you take me out to the new ball game? All's well that ends well. Around here things don't end well. But we're tied first with the whole summer left to play. And the fall breaks kind for the lucky ones. Winter comes even to the champions. Keep the aftermath and the epitaph. Give me a winning day, you know, when it feels like summer in the springtime, just like morning in the afternoon. But we're a week up the middle and we're gone at the corners, and the dog days will come too soon. Too soon. Guess my father was the first to teach me that my mother never understood. That it is not fair, the deal ain't square. All you can do is just to try and make good. You know the players, they will always change. Mostly the uniforms stay the same. Put your picture in a pretty frame and pass the mustard. Share the blame and pass the mustard. All's well that ends well. Around here things don't end well. But we're tied for first with the whole summer left to play. The fall breaks kind for the lucky ones. Winter comes even to the champions. Keep the aftermath and the epitaph. Give me opening day. Give me opening day. Thank you. We send that one out to the 2014 Chicago Cubs, and to the 2013 Chicago Cubs, and to the 2012 Chicago Cubs, and to the 1971 Chicago Cubs, and to the 1941 Chicago Cubs, and on back. Eric made me cut short the dedication portion of that song.
You could have named every year of the last how many years?
Our time would be over. You go back into 1919.
Oh, those hapless. Let's go for 100. Let's go for a solid 100.
No, let's go for hap.
All right. Hap versus hapless. Well, here's a song where I had a hapless evening.
Yeah? Didn't start out that way. You thought you were full of hap.
I was full of hap. I ended up in the Johnson City Jail, Johnson City, Tennessee. So it's a cautionary tale. You don't want to end up in the Johnson City Jail, even though they do feed you a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich and Kool-Aid through a little hole in the door every few hours.
Yeah, Eric was like, oh, I was hoping for Gatorade.
I think it was off-brand.
Johnson City, Tennessee. I wanna let you, but we always disagree. High on the hill and I run off the rail in a beautiful town with a terrible jail. Somebody call my baby, tell her when you're holding me. Johnson City, Tennessee. I didn't hurt nobody, excluding President Company. You come to me with a list of demands. I just want to see my name on the old down hall marquee. I know the way to Johnson City. I know the way, no doubt. I know the way to Johnson City. Now I gotta find the way out. I went to the mountain looking for proof. I talked to God and he was kind of aloof. I said, you're my favorite comedian. Why you gotta work so blue? Praying on my knees to get on my feet. He said something back that I will not repeat, 'cause it's a family show. Maybe you got a family too. Johnson City, Tennessee. I'm trying to come clean, but it's hard for the dust and debris. I come so far to get where I am now. You want me to stay? I said, please don't, man. If I had my vote, then I'm gonna vote absentee. I know the way to Johnson City. I know the way, no doubt. I know the way to Johnson City. Now I gotta find the way out.
I understand they built a much nicer jail in Johnson City since I spent my 12 hours there, and
since you spent your thousands of dollars there, it helped them with the cause.
Helped with the construction cost, and it was cautionary tale, and I learned my lessons, and nobody was hurt, just a fender.
So let's do one from my hometown of Spartanburg, South Carolina. This is a postcard from a bunch of little places that don't exist anymore. Spartanburg's a music town, and the great bluesman Pink Anderson is from there, and he appears in this song, as well as some other characters like Boss Hall, who kind of ran a neighborhood. The cops considered him a ne'er-do-well, and they knocked his house down, calling it a public nuisance. I always had a really good time there, though. There were a lot of old men out there, and a few young women out there in the yard. I don't know what all was going on. Boss Hall's house was a gathering place, 20 men standing in the yard.
Every afternoon there was something going on. Nobody was working too hard. Governor won't let an old man be. City tore the boss house down. Now it's gravel and grass, no trespass. Bottle caps on the ground on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, Boss Hall lived on Thompson Street. Bluesman walked with an old guitar, singing about greasy greens, playing for the women in the quarters and the gin, stirring up the neighborhood scene on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, Pink Anderson played on Thompson Street. You take a ride off Main, chickens walking in the road, kids waiting on the bus, shivering in the cold. They go to school to learn what the world's all about. They go back to Thompson Street when the school gets out. Good fried chicken at the Woodward's Cafe, good fish at the Hamburg Delight. And the white folks come in the middle of the day, but they stay away at night from Thompson Street. Thompson Street, hell, it gets a little rough on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, Thompson Street, Pink Anderson played on Thompson Street. Thompson Street, Thompson Street, Boss Hall lived on Thompson Street. Thank you very much. Peter Cooper and I, we made 3 records together. Here's a song off of our first record. The first record was called You Don't Have to Like Them Both. And you don't, because right now you can just devote all your affection to Mr. Thomm Jutz on the guitar right there. Much more worthy anyhow.
He's playing great, folks. He's got this boot, which has helped his playing a lot on his foot. He's got, I think it's attached to a power cord or something. He's playing. Really
He's cheating, in other words.
So it's the pain. It puts the grit in my playing.
It puts the grit in your playing. He's kind of the Lance Armstrong of Americana right now.
I know bird, she sings for me. I know bird, she sings for me. Late at night, she sings for me. But she's far, far away. When I'm down, I feel her love. When I lay down, I feel her love. Late at night, I feel her love. Though she's far, far away. Sun so high will melt my soul, but the stars late at night, they're colder than cold. I've been digging, I keep digging all day long, all day, every day, and I'm quickly growing old, growing old. I left my friends and family know me. Oh, Betsy, please remember me. Late at night when I'm back in your arms, will you be far, far away? Where she sings for me. Oh, I know a bird she sings for me. Late at night she sings for me. Thank you very much. I actually stole that off of our first record, and I put it into a musical that I've written that we're doing up at the Birchmere in Alexandria, Virginia on October 3rd called Hangtown Dance Hall, about the California Gold Rush. And Kelly Willis will be up there, and Peter and Tom will be up there. So if you're going to be in the DC area in October, come on out to the Birchmere on October 3rd.
Because who doesn't love an Americana musical?
Who doesn't love a musical about the California Gold Rush?
Nobody.
Nobody doesn't love.
Correct answer.
You're the man. Yeah, another song. We're going to dedicate this song to that man right there. Don't misunderstand us as we sing the lyrics and it becomes blindingly obvious that there's an awkward moment taking place. We recorded this song on our first record together. It's written by an Englishman named Paul Kennerly, and he's a spectacularly good songwriter. And Peter, who was the first person to record this one?
The first person to record this one was People, and they were named the Everly Brothers, Phil and Don.
Yeah, the Everly Brothers. They're all right.
And then the second person to record this was Emmylou Harris.
She's all right.
And then Eric and I decided that this song deserved a more professional rendition. They say that you have found a love, and maybe it's strong enough. Should you ever change your mind, let me be the first in line. For I would give my heart to you with a love that's pure and true, and it would last till the end of time. Let me be the first in line. If your new love should make you blue, and you are somebody who will treat you tender, treat you kind, let me be the first in line. And if someday he sets you free, I pray that you will consider me, for I would give all that is mine. Let me be
wanted to point out, I see this lovely young lady checking out what was commonly known as the merch table over here. Stage left, house right.
To me, it's like she's looking at my children.
I know.
One by one.
Well, no, you already sold your only child there, so.
That's right. Well, he was 3 years old, and I could still get something for him. Yeah.
We've got all kinds of records here. We've got 3 records that Peter and I have done together. We've got that Gold Rush musical, and we have Peter Cooper's solo records, several of which are out, and on my label, Red Beat Records. And you can check them out online.
Do you have any Tomm's records over there?
We do. I think Thomm Jutz has a collection of songs that he has written, songs about the Civil War.
And if you buy all of our albums, you're eligible to buy his as well.
Yeah, we then give you permission.
No,
but, everything is $10 right over there. I don't know if there's a bucket, but if you don't want to interact with us at all, that's okay. Just throw $10 at us and take whatever you want, basically.
So, Thomm, in addition to being obviously a world-class guitar player, is also a great producer, an engineer, and songwriter, and he has commandeered 3 albums of songs about the American Civil War, even though he was raised in the Black Forest of Germany.
By wolves.
By wolves, that's right. So he's come over here and has these 3 spectacular albums. And Thomm, are you going to do one of those? Are you going to do something else? Maybe something you and Kim Ritchie did?
Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it.
I think you should do, what I want you to do is whatever's in your heart to share with the people right now.
No, Peter, I want to do what you want me to do. Well, if you don't mind, I'll play a song about, a song from one of the Civil War projects because it's a good part of the country to play that in. It's called The Soldier's Dream. Dreamed about the hummingbirds in summer, the peaches and the melons on the vine, the sound of laughter after work was over, and the old bell ringing out at supper time. I dreamed about my brother and me riding across the meadow in the morning light. I dreamed that I was laid up slowly dying. I dreamed about the South and I was crying. I dreamed I heard the voice of my old father, soft and soothing in the August night, the gentle loving touch of my dear mother, who said that it'll all work out alright, and how they didn't want me to go fighting, and how I went and did it anyway. I dreamed about the thousands that lay dying. I dreamed about the South and I was crying. And I woke up to the roar of distant thunder, and I wonder, can we win this awful fight? Waiting for a sweet sleep to pull me under, longing for the comfort of the night. I dreamed I heard a congregation singing, I heard an old hand carried on the wind. I dreamed I was a bird and I was flying. I dreamed about the South and I was crying, as I looked down on the thousands that lay dying. I dreamed about the South and I was crying.